Hello, I'm Pastor James Zinzer, Senior Chaplain of the Northeast Region of Acts Retirement Life Communities and Chaplain at Gwinnett Estates. I'd like to welcome you to our time of devotions at this moment. Thank you for joining me. The title of this devotional is A Can-Do Attitude. I'm reading to you from Psalms 92, 12 through 15. The righteous man will flourish like the palm tree. He will grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of the Lord, they will flourish in the courts of our God. They will still yield fruit in old age. They shall be full of sap and very green, to declare that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Some questions that might cross our minds as we grow older. What am I? What good am I? What can I do? I'm too old to be of any use, or at least that's what others treat me as if it were true. Needless to say, those are defeatist verbalizations, and they cannot promote any true productivity in serving the Lord. What's done in secret is what matters. It's during those times that we are shaped and molded and made into people that God can put into his intended use. We read, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogue and on the street corners to be seen by men. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." Indeed, each of us has a responsibility to God as long as he gives us physical and mental strength to work heartily, as to the Lord. We are never called to retire from life, coasting from this life into the next. But you say, "I can't do the things I once was able to do. Surely in my condition, I can't be useful." Well, it is true that today we can't do some of the things we were once capable of doing. Jumping rope or running like the wind, taking long hikes in the wood or riding a bicycle a great distance, plus maybe some other things. Given the losses of some capabilities, you might begin to feel you are no longer useful, right? Well, I want you to listen to what the psalmist says about old age. I've just read it. I'm going to read it one more time. The righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. They will flourish in the courts of the Lord. They will still bear fruit in old age. They will stay fresh and green, proclaiming, "The Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no wickedness in him." Notice, they will still bear fruit in old age. What fruit, you might ask? Well, Paul writes to the church in Galatia, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." In other words, continuing in active service in him, if we live by the Spirit, let us also walk by or follow God's Spirit. For those who can no longer move about, that could mean being active in prayer and in maybe quiet service, expressing love. So let's make sure old age doesn't stop us from bearing fruit. We need to come. We need to keep going for God. Whatever your situation, use it to grow closer to Messiah. Indeed, we must learn to have utter dependence on the Father, just as Jesus did. Thank you for joining me for this time, And remember to have a can do attitude. We are able to do so much more than we really know